Melinda, you've lost your edge. That's what my husband Ryan said to me in late fall 2022. So I retired both of my podcasts that I started in 2019 and created the You Have the Power To podcast. This podcast was created to shift my energy and give you the power to shift yours. It combines my vast experience in the 3D and beyond as an intuitive channel, certified life and business coach, mentor, consultant, business owner with my husband Ryan, Ahai 7D practitioner, human design coach, and writer. My intention is that you feel inspired and motivated to believe in yourself and take action today on something in your life and or business that moves the needle towards manifesting your goals and dreams. Now let's do this. Hi everyone, and welcome to this week's You Have the Power To podcast. Thank you in advance for joining me. If you've been a long time listener and you've been in my world, a friend, connection, someone on the outside who I haven't had that beautiful opportunity to meet yet, you may know that I have never been a personal fan of niching, and I've really come to understand why. And that is that I just feel that I speak to my audience and I don't worry about the niching aspect like it's taught with many marketing experts and coaches and social media experts and coaches and other podcasters and podcast communities. And if you're someone that does niche in your business in terms of coaching or podcasting and that works for you, kudos. But I have come to accept that that is just not for me. And in that, I want to say a huge gratitude for thank you for being part of this audience, because I feel that anyone that listens to my podcast or any of my content or hires me or even comes to anything that I offer for free, it doesn't matter, any level is totally cool, is someone who is truly, truly interested in next level success. You are someone who has an awareness of the basics and you're like, hey, what's next? What's next? I want to be the master co-creator of my destiny. And I applaud you. I really, really applaud you. And I want you to take a moment today before I dive into this podcast to really sit in that and feel the gratitude and love I have for you, because in this world of way too much content, in this world of AI, where who knows like if it's real or not, in this world of a lot of people that really aren't who they say they are, I just really commend you for showing up and for showing up for yourself and hopefully taking the things that I share with you with my full heart and soul and, taking them into action. Changing your mindset if it's at something at that level or taking actual 3D action at that level. So I just want to say thank you. I feel that my audience is people that are really interested in next level success. So whether I'm someone who kind of triggers you to get there and you're like, I want to do all these crazy things that have manifested, or you're someone that listens to me because I'm validation, I don't care. I just think that it's amazing and I'm just so grateful for you. And I just want you to have a moment to be proud of yourself. So I just had that on my heart this morning when I was on my walk and I wanted to share that. So I have a lot to dive into today. So I hope everyone's got their big girl or boy or they panties on, because I just have a lot. A lot's been going on. I had a super crazy week. Right now, I'm recording this. It's Saturday. It's going to come out tomorrow morning. There is a new moon in Gemini. So if you follow anything with the moons, the new moon is when you set your intentions. And then the full moon is when you celebrate what has manifested or you have some life celebrations. So right now, it's just really, really important to take a little bit of time and set some intentions. And I'm super excited that this new moon is happening when I'm also offering a free general Ahai session, which is going to be tomorrow night, June 18th, 7 p.m. Eastern. And I stopped watching for any notifications to add people to that private Zoom link at 6 p.m. Eastern. So if you are someone who's listening to this right away on Sunday, definitely email me at melindavanfleet.com and just say I'm in, and I'll send you the link right away. It already went out today, but I do, again, keep an eye on Eventbrite, Meetup, Facebook. I keep an eye on all the things until 6 p.m. And then that door is closed. And then the next one will be July 9th because of 4th of July weekend. So the next free one will be July 9th. And as I've said in other pieces of content, I'm going to continue this as long as my heart feels called. And it'll just be month by month. So the dates for July, I'm looking at my calendar, are July 9th and July 23rd. So once you're on the list, you're on the list. You don't need to ask again. If it's something that you have really appreciated and you've gotten some benefit from, I would love a testimonial. And then if you want to do a deeper dive and work with me one-on-one for an Ahai session, that is $111, and you can buy the pass, or we can just work also as private coaching experience, and then it's just included if that sounds good to you. So this is just a general experience. So check it out. The other thing on the same topic is my YouTube video from this week, which I recorded at our beach. So I was just casual. There's a little wind blowing action. Is a comparison of a Kundalini activation that I had last Sunday with an Ahai private session. So it's kind of a long YouTube for me. I've been recording some longer content. I guess I just have a lot to say lately. My Freak Genius channel is really kicking in. And I shared a lot in that video. So if you have not watched that video, if you're curious about Ahai, go back, watch that video. I've been talking about Ahai. I've been talking about Christina Rice in many podcasts and many YouTube videos, but that's just the latest. So you can go back and listen to that and learn a little bit more. So the other way to get some really powerful content from me is to follow me or be connected, however you want to say it, on Instagram and Facebook, and keep abreast of my stories. So, and I'm going to be doing even more in stories. So stories will always have my offers, and then they'll be in highlights on Instagram, and they will also always have like tips. So this week I had kind of taken a little break because I just had a lot going on, which I'll dive into, but I'm going to have a lot of things to share this coming week because this podcast is really heavy. There's a lot in it, a lot of things I won't have time to cover. And so you definitely want to be connected with me on Instagram, which is Melinda_Vanfleet, or Facebook, which is just Melinda Van Fleet. And I'll put all that information in the show notes. So I'm also on LinkedIn. I'm also on TikTok. That's kind of coming and going. I just don't have time to do all these little videos, and then I get sucked in this rabbit hole. So anyhow, so TikTok's like here and there, whatever, but that's where I'm at. So those are things I definitely wanted to talk about. I'm also going to put the Activate and Ascend Your Life and Business workshops and the masterclasses on hold for summer. I've just received a lot of feedback from clients and from other people that there's just a lot going on in the summer. You know, people have children, they're going on vacation, they're just in a different zone. And I'm going to really shift my specials and offers and things like that to be more personal offers. And also I am going to switch up the front page of my website, melindavanfleet.com, and put my online evergreen course called Supercharge Your Transformation, which is amazing, on my front page. And I'm going to offer it at a special price this summer, $44, bananas. So $44 for an evergreen, watch at your own pace, Supercharge Your Transformation course. It's a great course. It's one I really put together after I worked through a lot of mental things that were really holding me back. And these are things that I see out there. It's so prevalent, and it's really, really, really keeping a lot of people stuck. And it's the stuff that, you know what, a lot of people don't want to talk about. And a lot of people don't want to be in a group and talk about because they may be ashamed. But honestly, it's something that most people do go through. And it's something I spent a lot of time working through I would say like 4 years ago on average, about 4 years ago. And I'm just really, really in a great place. So now I see it. I see it in other people. I can pick up on that energy so fast. I'm like, bam, I see you. And, this is where my zone of genius is. I'm a 3-5 in human design. So I teach from the lens that I did the work and I walk the walk. So no one should ever feel that I'm judging them. They should never feel ashamed or embarrassed because I did it all. I did that before you. Like, I'm good. Now I'm here to help you. So this also bleeds into private one-on-one coaching, especially for any type of, let's say, spiritual teachers, because that is where a lot of this lies. I'm going to be really honest, and I see it and I feel it. So if you're someone who's in a modality like energy worker, like a Reiki, a fellow Ahai, energy practitioner or healer, if you're an EFT, if you're a sound bowl, if you're Kundalini, if you're yoga, if you're breath work, if you're any of these things, tarot card readers, and you're really struggling with a lot of mindset, mind loop issues, things going on that are triggering, limiting beliefs, all that mental work, that is stuff I can help you with. And it will be confidential, so you don't have to worry. And again, I've been there. I get it. I see you. I get all this. So definitely reach out to me if you are someone that wants that. But Supercharge Your Transformation for $44 is a great way if you want to just work on it yourself to do something at a really affordable price. I know that some people are struggling in the economy, and it's just a really affordable thing. And until you work on those things, you're not going to get to the level of manifestation and abundance that you want. So you do have to do the work. I'm going to be really honest. You do have to do the work and work on those things, because there is a lot out there in terms of energy and the universe and all that stuff. So, but then when you work on me one-on-one, you get even more next level tips. So keep that in mind. I've also been told heavily in the last week or two, and I always listen to my guidance, that I need to bring back the special that I did on my birthday called 52. And it's a 3-month special for anyone in the spiritual lane. So this is not for everybody. This is for a very, very unique person who really, really wants to level up their channeling and next level mindset. So this keeps coming back to me. I forgot about this special that I had done on my birthday, and it keeps coming back to me. So I will put the link in the show notes too. I'm not going to dive into much for there. The people that will hear that and they'll feel called and they'll reach out to me and click the link. So anyhow, the other thing I want to talk about is something that happened for me this week that I'm so excited about. I alluded to it in some content on Instagram and Facebook, and it is something I'm really going to be focusing on these next few months, and focusing on in general, but a lot this next few months, which is also why I'm just putting the workshops and the master classes just on a break for a little bit. It just makes sense. And in conjunction with this new thing I'm going to be sharing and showing to people is another ding, ding, ding came to me this morning on my walk to offer a weight release one-on-one coaching and mentoring special. So if you have, again, been connected to me for a long time, you know that I released 44 pounds during COVID, during 2020, from July 5th through the middle of October, and except for some menopausal weight that came on in January, I've kept it off. And for the most part, all my clothes still fit except for size 4. So size 4 was a stretch, and I kind of knew when I bought that, but those sizes, but luckily I didn't buy that much. But yeah, I went from being a 12-14 to being a 6-8, and I've kept it off. So not only do I have tips, what to eat, but I also have all the mindset work that I did. So in conjunction with this other thing that I just picked up, I have really cracked the code. So the pricing to do this is going to be so affordable. It's mind-blowing. I decided I really want to help people get healthy out there that may be struggling And so the first month is $333, and then after that to continue is only $111, because the juice of what I share is in the first month. This is one-on-one, and then continuing for support and additional tips and ideas and someone to talk to will just be $111. There will be some time parameters around there, like 15-minute calls, because honestly, once I set you up, you're going to be good as long as you're motivated to do it. So I'm here to help keep that consistency. And then the product that you'll need is like bananas, and it's not very much, so no one needs to be worried or concerned about that, but it'll just be a part of it, which when we schedule our calls I will share. So anyhow, so if you are someone who is looking to get a little healthy, you want to lose a few, whatever, you've been hit with the menopause thing, this is definitely right up your alley, and again, extremely affordable. I just really want to share the knowledge that I have and be able to do that. So again, lots of scoop here, lots going on, but it's just really important. And that was one of the big things that happened for me this week. So what I want to really nail down in that is I have gotten really, really dialed in, and I think I talked about this a couple podcasts ago, on being extremely intentional. So that's my huge tip for you today. Extremely intentional on what you desire, and really, really, really doing the work to get clear so you can receive the guidance. Okay? And all these things that I just mentioned are the things that are going to help you get clear. Okay? So everything that I just mentioned, it wasn't for just like, I felt like talking or trying to sell you something. These are things, heck, one of the huge ones is free, like that are going to help you get to that level. So then you hear this guidance and you know it and you take the action. This is the golden nuggets. These are the golden nuggets. But too many people out there are just sitting in their wallow and their depression and their overthinking. Oh my God, the overthinking that's going on is bananas. In all this junk and crap, spending too much time in reels and consuming and all this stuff I've talked about before. But now I'm just owning my power, and I'm getting even more fierce on this topic, because this is it. And I see it all the damn day long. So I just gave you a gazillion ways to work with me, from free to $44 to $111 to $333, and private coaching is more than that in terms of like the package. But I gave you all these affordable things. Take advantage of them. I'm here to help you. I've been there. I get it. I see you. So seriously, doing the work is what's going to elevate you to the next level. And if you don't do the work, you're just going to stay stuck. So I want everyone to take advantage of this new moon and write your intentions and do something. And if it's not with me, if it's with another coach, that's totally fine. I really just want to see people start to move. I can't even believe it. The amount of stuck energy that I see. I've been exiting people, exiting groups, which I've also talked about, because the energy is wah, wah. Take a look. What is going on? Where are you at? How can you change things up? Because if you don't change, nothing's going to change. Change starts with you. I didn't make that saying up. Some other coach did. It's been out there. But seriously, think about it. Change starts with you. You go first and the universe follows. So you have to do it. You have to take the action. You have to do it. So I want to read some tidbits from this beautiful email I got a few weeks ago from someone who had been on 2 of my free Ahai sessions, and then she scheduled a personal one-on-one. So I just want to give some snippets, because I really want you to hear these testimonials, because when people say what they worked on, then that's what I'm hoping that people go, oh my God, yeah, I have that too. I could use some help, right? So it's not about bragging. It's about clicking for you to go, yeah, I have that too. And I could use the help of Ahai or working with Melinda. So She said she's experienced change after both sessions. She'd asked for direction and clarity in her work, and not long after that, she got a job opportunity, which is very, very exciting. She struggles also with ongoing anxiety, and since the first free one, she had breadcrumbs thrown, and she was able to start to follow them. And what started happening was very profound. So I love the words that she chose, like profound, exciting. And then another thing she said is that she felt she had tried all the things. And you know what? A lot of us go through that. A lot of us out there, especially in the spiritual lane, you try tarot, you try this, you try that, you try this, you try that. And then you run into the fact of, feeling like guilty or self-judgment, or maybe someone else is judging you. Maybe you end up like telling your friend or your sister or your mom or something, and they're like, oh my God, you did another one, nah, nah, right? I'm sure someone out there is going to be nodding like, yep, I've been there. And you go down that path, right? So sometimes like you think you've tried all the things. Try this, try Ahai, try working with me, try a human design coaching call. Like, these are the things that will really help you move forward versus watching another YouTube video where, you know, someone's reading a tarot card reading and they don't know you at all. It's just your sign, right? There's millions of those. So Ahai is different, and the energy is pure and gentle. Sorry. I just love that. I'm going to have a sip of water. So it's just really, really incredible. And the tools that I have to help you can really help you move the needle and help towards your transformation. So I think it's just super, super important. The other thing I really want to talk about is something that happened to me this past week, really yesterday. I felt like I had 3 things that happened that were like crazy in terms of like owning my power. One was something that happened at the homeowners beach that's going to be in my Instagram and Facebook posts, so I'll save that in essence of time. The other one was me sitting at the glass place to get the glass replaced on my car yesterday, and I was reading the new issue of Vogue magazine. It has Margot Robbie on the cover for the new Barbie movie. And I put this in my stories, and I'm going to put it in my stories again because it's just so profound, but it was some inspiration as to how Greta Gerwig, I think that's how I pronounce her name, did the screenplay for the movie. And in regards to being, when we're young, especially women, when women are young, we have confidence, we're feisty, we have our power. And then as we get older, it goes, whoa, and we lose it. And it's true. It so resonated with me. And I ended up talking to my sister, and we were talking about my one niece in regards to that. And there's so much in that. And I think then when you get older, and I'm 52, and I was just talking to my friend Charlotte about being in our 50s, like you have this like regain your sense of power, you regain your sense of insight, and you start working through, or you have worked through all this other bullshit. And I just think that cycle, you know, can be mitigated if there's more awareness around it. So I loved this little section from Vogue magazine. So kudos to them. And I'll do a story about that this week too. So again, follow me on Instagram or Facebook. And then the third thing I want to share, you know, this one, I'm good now, but I have to say, in full honesty, I was pretty pissed. And luckily my sister was there on the phone with me, and she could hear me vent. So thank you to my sister. But what happened was, in long story short, is I'm in a coaching program, still in it. However, I'm not present because, quite frankly, I don't need it. That's my power. Like me and having discernment, not judgment, but discernment to go, I don't need this content anymore. I'm past it. So me joining this coaching program, which was a year-long container, was honestly, in hindsight, not a great decision. Again, nothing negative about anything. I'm just past the content. So I joined this program, this year-long container, and I wasn't showing up anymore because I don't need it. And the coach reached out to me on Facebook Messenger, just really nicely, asked me if there's anything she could do for me. And I thought, you know what, I just want to be transparent and share. And here's my mistake. My mistake is, in the past, when I maybe had some type of feedback to share with a coach in a coaching program, I ended up catching myself because my knowing was always like, they could use this insight, which is amazing because my insight is amazing, for content. And I would catch myself, right? So I always would catch myself with these other coaches and be like, nope, zip it. This is next level. Don't give them these ideas. So, and that may sound fierce, but it is fierce. And I own my power because this is my intel. It's my intel. And I need to be creating content for my business and for my audience. So anyhow, so then that's exactly what ended up happening. So I wrote this email that was I was just trying to come from a good place. I was trying to be kind and compassionate and transparent and authentic, and just kind of explain. Well, what ended up happening a week later, she literally took a lot of like my words, like one was an idea, like a change in how to do a program, and one was my word, and she created an offer around it, and I was blown away. And she posted on Facebook, and I was like, oh my God, that's my word I used for her, which she's never used before. And then she like took like the feedback I had and like created a mini offer. And literally I was like, oh my gosh. So what did I do? I went through about an hour or so, and I was like, should I post something in her group as a comment? And I was like, you know what? I see so many levels to this. Levels about her business, levels about herself, and levels about me. And if you know anything about Gene Keys is a really powerful modality that's like an offshoot of human design. Richard Rudd is who had Gene Keys downloaded to him. And I've done a lot of work on Gene Keys, and I decided I'm going to read through that book again because it's a really fascinating book. But anyhow, Gene Keys is about contemplation. That's a word Richard Rudd has used, contemplation, and some other coaches have kind of popped it up like it's their word now. But no, Richard Rudd has used contemplation as the word for Gene Keys, and understanding like your shadow self, and really doing the mental piece, which he ties back into DNA, and he talks about the I Ching. So it's a little bit complex, but it's fascinating. And your gene key, your gene key, like your dominant gene key, I guess you could say, is one of your human design gates, your really dominant human design gate. So there's that's why they're kind of friends, I guess you could say. This is my words. Someone else could correct me on how I'm putting this together. But anywho, and I just started thinking about it. I'm like, you know what? My shadow side is that I would like attack her because I'm fierce. But I'm like, take a deep breath. Again, I can see through this. I can see like what's going on, and I just don't want to be that person. So I have to like send her love on her journey for herself and step away. I've already stepped away. Now I'm stepping away further. It's a point in time, not a big deal. I ended up reading a post from Christina Rice, and that was in relation to her podcast, to Christina Rice's podcast, and it used the word distractions, and it was just like it hit. I said, this is just a distraction. This is just a distraction, and I need to own my power, but just stay on my course. So owning my power is that I do not share emails like that anymore. No, because obviously this is what can happen. Someone takes your ideas. And then actually she even like twisted it like it was because of her that so I was like, oh, whoa, we went to just like not a good place here energetically. And so I have to own my power and do the work on myself, and take a moment, take an hour. I called my sister, I vented to her, and just go take a deep breath. Then I got over it. I actually forgot about it, which was great. And then Ryan came home, and I did share with him, and he agreed with me. He's like, just move on. It's, he called her something, and he goes, this is what's wrong with the coaching industry. And I said, I know. And I said, we're just going to move on. I'm moving on. It's fine. I send love. I send light. I'm moving on. I got over my own, 51 gene key issues and challenges in life, I guess you could say, and I moved on. So I do the work too. I do the work too. I have things too. I'm not perfect. I never say I'm perfect. And I think people get triggered out there in the land because someone like has like great pictures or look a certain way, or they think their life's perfect. But I do the work. I do the work. So that's what maybe makes me different than someone else, is because I like recognize it right away instead of being keyboard warrior, and take a deep breath, talk to somebody, think about a modality that I can put my hands in, look for a sign. The sign was Christina Rice's podcast and her Instagram post. Yep, it's a distraction. I need to move on, right? So I did the work. So that's what I really want you to understand, is that it's just so important to clear through so much crap you have going on in your head so you can get to this level and really move through things really, really quickly. Recognize them, have the conscious awareness, move through it, and get to a place of peace and love and forgiveness and compassion, and like just move on. So I jam-packed this podcast. I don't know how long this is. We'll have to see. But I think I got everything on here. I actually did take a couple notes because my brain was on fire this morning. And yeah, I got it all. Rock on. All from memory too. Whoop, whoop. Whoop, whoop. Yeah. Yeah, the other thing that happened this week that was really cool was my husband, Ryan, I posted about it earlier. Ryan had a really cool idea for Good Karma Saturdays. And again, you can look through my Instagram and Facebook. I think I posted about it on Tuesday. And he had the idea as a manifesting generator in human design. I'm a pure generator, non-emotional. So I took the idea, I put together a whole proposal, a whole strategy, and he announced it on his podcast on Tuesday. So within 48 hours, we took an idea that came from the divine and put together a strategy. And these are ways I can help you. These are ways I can help you, whether it's just 3D or spiritual. It doesn't matter. I have one-on-one laser sessions. I have private coaching, private mentoring, consulting, and I also have the Beyond Basic Business Audit. So if you're someone out there that just needs some help, a laser session for Instagram or social media, or how do I do these things? Like, I am more than happy to share with you. Just reach out to me at Melinda at melindavanfleet.com, and we'll set something up to have a quick conversation, see what you need, and I can always customize something for you too. So that's it. That's a wrap. Have an amazing week ahead. If you're listening to this on Sunday or Monday, happy Father's Day to any dads out there, including pet dads. Dog dads, you are included in that bucket because that is my husband. And you know what? Just thank you for listening. Please share this podcast if you feel called, if you know someone that could really use it, a kick in the butt. You have the power too. All right. Thanks for listening. Bye.